Introducing the new party. We live stream every Tuesday and Thursday p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's gonna come out how it come out. You feel me? Yo, none of this is rehearsed. Everything is off the top.
Vulgar. Welcome to the man cave.
Hey, welcome to the man cave. Raw, uncut, and unfiltered. This is where we tackle men's issues head on, breaking it down for the black community, one black man at a time. If you need a fresh lineup, hit the barbershop. But if you want that real barbershop talk, you're in the right place. I know why y'all here. Y'all see the headline, and we'll get to that. But this is the man cave, and we cover it all before the main event. So sit back, lock in. Let's get to it. Y'all like my script I did?
Yeah, that was dope. That was fire. Yeah.
Cool.
That was fire.
Yeah.
That was fire.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Boger.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm 85 Slim.
And I'm Easy. It's the man cave.
All right, let me pick a video and get to it. Oh man, missing one video. That sucks. But we can start it off with Pastor Jamal Bryant and his recent sermon. I don't know if y'all seen that or not.
I haven't seen it.
Nah, I haven't seen it.
No, I ain't
Body is chasing me, but I'm gonna walk like a smooth operator. I gotta walk because I understand that no weapon formed against me shall be able to prosper. All these other churches might not say nothing, but at 6400 Woodrow, we right outside of Decatur where it's greater. You got to understand that there is more for us than there are against us. Look at your neighbor and say, as long as we stick together, we ain't gotta run. Harriet Tubman said, whenever I tried to make our people be free, there were a few Negroes that tried to go backwards and tried to risk our freedom. I feel bad for them coons in the White House who are in there tap dancing for massa, wearing bow ties, shinning and grinding, laughing like nothing is funny. Get out of there, Negro, and stand with your people so that you understand that God is on our side. Said they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles, run and not get weary. And here's your part. They will walk and they will not faint. If I was going to faint, I would have did it during the pandemic. But because I survived all of that and I still got my right mind and I know I got a God that sits high and looks low, you think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown because of what they doing in D.C.? This ain't the first time they tried to ostracize black people. This ain't the first time they tried to minimize who you are. But we baby kids, we don't die, we multiply. Every time they think that they got the upper hand, they...
So great. How do you feel about this? Do you agree?
Preach, Pastor, preach. I mean, like, I wouldn't say I necessarily agree with everything, but I understand the point that he was trying to make. And he's trying to say, you know, call the black people that voted for Trump, you know, Uncle Toms or whatever racial slur you want to use right there. But I've always stood by this, even though it's for me. I don't feel like politics should be in the pulpit.
Yeah, I agree. I don't believe you should be talking about political stuff in church like that, man. It's supposed to be separated. And honestly, when that happens, it causes a lot of friction in churches, man. I mean, it should be separated, man, because who you voted for and your actual religion and you praising the Lord, they ain't got nothing to do with each other, bro. And I'm a pastor 85.
I loved it.
Wow.
First time,
I'm actually shocked you said that.
yeah, man. Yo,
Wow.
that was all MAGA.
He was
No,
against
he was
MAGA.
going no,
Yeah,
no,
he
he's
was
against Trump.
Against MAGA.
He's against
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamal Bryant's a super liberal.
See?
That
Yeah,
dude is a liberal.
he was going against Trump. You ain't read the caption?
Let me see the caption again, because I just read the caption and I heard him going in.
It basically
Yeah, nah, you
said
didn't
that he's going at a flex on Black MAGA. That's what it said.
Yeah,
No,
I know that. I heard what he was saying, but let me see the let me see the caption. It says something about MAGA.
Yeah, he was talking about black people is coming at black Trump supporters. You ain't see that caption?
At Black MAGA, we stand okay. See, we stand firm with President Trump.
No, but
That's what
read that.
it
Pastor
is.
Jamal Bryant is coming at black Trump supporters. It's
You
right
hear
there.
what he was saying?
Okay.
Yeah, he was going in. He
But
was
that
saying
right there, that we stand firm with President Trump is. I was like, damn, okay, that's all black. Like that's what I thought. I thought that was all Black MAGA. So I kind of walked off as he was preaching, but I heard him say, "Get your ass out of the White House, standing for Black MAGA." Saying massa this and massa that. So that kind of
he's talking about black Trump supporters.
He talking about us.
That's weird because
us
we've been saying that about Democrats forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know, man. You know, anything liberal and you preaching and you go for that, you don't need to be preaching. That's how I'm gonna look at it. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
If you on that liberal mindset and you preaching and you talk about God, nah, that means you for the transgender switches, you for all that stuff that ain't even relevant. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. That stuff is evil.
Do you know his history?
No, I have no idea about that dude. I just know he going in. He one of those preachers, try to make you dance and stuff.
Dude messing around, cheating on his wife and all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then his second wife, he got a wife that looked like his first wife. He was trying to grow cannabis at the church. He done a bunch of wild stuff.
Like I truly believe he's profiting off the vision. Dude's like a for real race hustler.
Now I'm not surprised. I mean, based
like
on what I saw, I mean that's normal for liberals. I mean,
he's like the new Al Sharpton, basically.
Yeah, that's normal. I heard something about a blackout that Al Sharpton trying to do. Y'all heard something about that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be February 28th. I couldn't find a video on it, but I wanted to make that a topic. We could talk about it, but
I just heard that about an hour ago.
Yeah, man, I was telling the wifey, man, that kind of stuff really is just it's starting to make other people dislike us. Like we're looking like the little kid on the playground that don't want to do what we want to do and sitting there with our arms closed, throwing people off the seesaw because we can't get our way. That's what it's starting to look like to me.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Like we're past boycott.
I asked this girl on Facebook. I said
there was a reason to boycott in the 50s when civil rights wasn't a thing. But now we all got equal rights. There's no real reason to boycott. In my opinion, my thing is we need to grow our own stuff. You know, that's always what I'm gonna resort to. Is we need to have our own businesses, our own stuff, and not trying to put everybody else out of business just because we got a tantrum.
Facts.
Bray.
Slim was saying something about Facebook. They didn't want to interrupt him. What you was saying?
No, I asked this chick on Facebook. She had posted Target lost 1.5 billion or something like that, or
they saying 15 billion.
Yeah, whatever it was. And I was like, what does that do for you? And she was like, it just shows us how powerful the black dollar is. So I commented, I'm like, yo, I never really shopped at Target like that, first off, so it don't really affect me. Now that $4 trillion plus that they found based on our taxes, that's more powerful than that Target stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what throws me off about all this protesting and blackouts is like, what does that do? I don't see what that does for us. I really don't.
I see what Vulgar's saying when he's saying that in the 60s with Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King, like before, that's when we needed it. And it seems like you guys are more like, we don't need it anymore. We're past those days. We no longer need the like civil rights marching, stuff like that. But a lot of these guys are older. I don't know how old Pastor Jamal Bryant is, but like that older old man generation, you know, they became pastors and they led civil rights. I understand you said, oh, okay, like they go make an LLC, but preaching or probably, you know, working a regular job, all they know. So they like, you know, I still feel for me or whatever they felt that America racist. You know, especially if you pass, I'll say like, I don't know, 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with it too. It's a lot of elderly people that's still around that follows mainstream media. I'm gonna just keep it real. If you still watching mainstream media, you lost.
Yeah.
Like you could tell when a person is still on mainstream if they still wearing a mask or things like that. Like you know in the news. You know what I mean? So if you remember as we were coming up, it used to be a thing when we were kids, like, oh, you don't watch the news? Like, you know, when we were coming up, that's how elderly people used to be, like my aunts, uncles. Oh, you ain't been watching the news, boy. You know, they were so prone to that. You know,
yeah.
So nowadays it's like if you don't hear it on the news, it's not true. And it's literally the opposite. If you hear it on the news, it could be some bullshit. You know what I mean?
It probably was like that back then, but that was the only source you had. You couldn't really cite anything.
Right.
Well, anything from you, Easy?
Nah, I mean, I was shocked when I saw that video, man. I didn't know he sounded like TD Jakes.
Oh, I wanted as far as the Target thing. So I had a discussion with one of my homeboys, like super liberal, right? Like dude just sends me content all the time. And he sent me something about that. And it's just like Target was already struggling. People don't know that Target has been struggling for years. Target literally lost like 30 billion last year or right before the election. And it had nothing to do with DEI. Even though the boycotts have made an impact, it's like you're bullying, like kicking somebody while they're down, like, and then saying, "Hey, we got them at their strongest." Like, I think people need to know that the media is really pushing this narrative that we're doing something when Target has struggled almost the last decade.
And I think that loss comes from consumers shopping online more and shopping at different like Amazon, stuff like that. I mean, you know what I mean?
The narrative would have been totally like we all would have been surprised if it would have been Walmart. Swear to God.
Yeah.
But we all would have been like, yo, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
Walmart stays out of stuff. And I told my wife earlier, I was like, Walmart, you don't hear nothing from them. And she basically said all they worried about is keeping prices low. They don't jump into this DEI and all this other cultural stuff. I've noticed that about Walmart. They're pretty neutral.
So do y'all feel like boycotts work? Like, for example, the Eagles not going to the White House. Do you feel like that's going to have an effect?
No. All it does is teaches black people to dislike the government more. Because there's a level of respect. Like we are Americans. If you have the president, I don't care who it is. Like I said, I was raised on this. I thought my grandparents raised me. I thought they loved H.W. Bush, you know, like he was they father. But once I got older, start understanding politics, they only did that because they didn't want to disrespect the president in front of me. But they couldn't stand, because they're Democrats. They could not stand H.W. Bush at all. And I think we need to get back to that. Like, we might have our differences, but there need to be a level of respect. And I think it's really a bad thing for the Eagles to turn down the invitation to the White House. It's disrespectful, to be honest with you.
Especially being when that is the state that helped us win the election,
Yeah, because the thing is,
bring that back into memory,
Yeah, I would almost want to be neutral, because half your fan base is, Republican, half your fan base is Democrat. So me personally, as being in the public, I wouldn't have done that, but that's just me. But I know we're emotional race nowadays. So
yeah, they always crying. What Jesse Lee Peterson say? Why black people always whining and crying?
But it's the only thing we could do, because we can't come together.
Yeah,
we fighting inside, fighting outside. It's like a 2-3 front war. And speaking of race hustle, let me go into my next video here.
MSNBC cancels Joy Reid's show. MSNBC has announced the cancellation of The Readout, the 7 p.m. program hosted by Joy Reid, as part of a significant programming overhaul under the network's new president, Rebecca Cutler. The final episode is scheduled to air this week. The show will be replaced by a new panel program featuring co-hosts Alicia Menendez, Michael Steele, and Simone Sanders Townsend. This decision is among several strategic changes aimed at revitalizing MSNBC's lineup and addressing ongoing ratings challenges, with the network trailing behind competitors like Fox News. Other notable adjustments include the removal of weeknight anchor Alex Wagner, following Rachel Maddow's return to a 5-night schedule. Additionally, former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki is expected to take on a primetime slot. These moves reflect Cutler's broader strategy to navigate the network through the complexities of operating under a Trump administration and transitioning into a publicly traded company. The introduction of the new panel show aims to offer diverse perspectives and engage a broader audience during the 7 p.m. hour.
85, you ready to jump at that?
Yo, man, look, I always like Morgan Freeman, the movies that they made. I mean, that's Roy Reid, right? My bad. She looked like Morgan Freeman. Anyway.
I said she looked like Birdman, but
she is the most racist black woman on television. I can't stand that woman. Everything she says is a lie. Everything she says is race hustling. And I watched her. I mean, that whole 4 years, like, I was introduced to her during the Biden administration. And the way she used to just talk about Trump and talk about what he's done. And I was like, yo, this chick is just basically a female Dr. Umar, like, on that level. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and people really like this chick. So I'm so happy she got canceled. When I saw that this morning, I was like, damn, it's going to be a good day. Because I really can't stand that chick. For real. It's a few of them over there that I just wish I could just slap. But yeah, I'm glad she gone, man. And I don't think, even if she was to start another network somewhere, she would get views, or you're going to see the real numbers when she actually starts her own thing. So I'm glad she gone. She was a dividing mechanism in itself. Trash.
Gray.
I think more mainstream media is gonna lose ratings because of stuff that Slim say, oh, you can't trust mainstream media, and stuff like this, like the new party, where you can go on social media and get your news. Trump was letting influencers come in there and be reporters and stuff, and Fox News is falling apart too. Rupert Murdoch, kids don't know if y'all know about this, but the 3 liberal kids want to take over the news network, and it's just one conservative. So all these mainstream networks is falling apart, and I think more people go get their news from social media. So Joy Reid is just another casualty. Tone Carlson got fired. Don Lemon, like they dropping like flies.
Yeah, you know what? They need to figure out how to, they need to find a lane. Because I think we get our stuff from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then come here and comment on it. So I think they do have a place. They just got to figure out where their place is. What about you, Easy? You crying?
I gotta be honest with you. I can't make a comment, man, because I don't know much about her. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta do more research to make a answer. You know what I mean? Just being honest.
You saved your brain, and I'll tell you that.
Yeah, God bless you, bro. Good thing you don't know nothing about her.
Yeah, the stuff she says, I'm like, yo, nah. And comparing her to Dr. Umar, I know Dr. Umar is crazy, but he not as crazy as her.
And that's
like,
a big statement.
Dr. Umar, he be on target sometimes.
Yeah, at least sometimes.
Yeah. But he actually says some stuff that can help you out in life. Joy Reid don't say nothing.
Yeah.
No, I gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not able to answer the question, bro, I'm going to explain to you. I don't have enough information to make an answer, bro. So I don't know nothing about her.
Yeah, Dr. Umar is so damn racist. I don't even think he used soap. Not white soap, anyway.
I wonder if that's all a act, but I heard something about he was showing some footage of his school or something that is getting close to opening.
Yeah, he been talking about that school for about 40 years.
How many?
I don't know, a long time.
It's been about 10 years. I've been hearing about it. Because he was on the Breakfast Club in like 2015 or 16, I think, talking about it.
He's still talking about it?
Yeah.
Not as much, huh?
The recent thing he was saying is that he tried to get black contractors and none of them would come through how they were supposed to, so he had to go get white contractors.
Yeah, that dude lost me a long time ago with the blackity black. So I'm good. I'm good on that.
All right, let me knock up this next one.
Musk's new attempt to slash the federal government. Federal workers were told to list their accomplishments or face termination. But some unions and agencies, including the new FBI director, Kash Patel, have told workers to pause on the order. And late word tonight that the Trump administration is firing 2,000 USAID workers and placing thousands of others on leave. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang.
Tonight, President Trump's cabinet defying Elon Musk's order to federal workers, telling their agency employees to hold off on responding to an email from the Office of Personnel Management asking for 5 bullet points detailing their previous week's accomplishments. The pushback coming after Musk posted an ultimatum on social media demanding federal workers justify their jobs before midnight Monday or face termination. Musk writing on X, failure to respond will be taken as a resignation. But several agencies telling workers to wait. Newly installed FBI Director Kash Patel ordering his workforce to pause any responses. Senior leaders at the State Department saying no employee is obligated to report their activities outside of their department chain of command. And tonight, the Department of Defense telling employees that the department will respond on their behalf when and if required. Acting U.S. Attorney in D.C. Ed Martin was one of the few senior officials to encourage his employees to comply, calling it a good opportunity to highlight the importance of our work. The largest federal workers union calling the email unlawful and an attempt to bully hardworking Americans. Sources tell ABC that even though Trump publicly urged Musk to get more aggressive on Saturday, top White House officials were caught off guard, the White House refusing to comment publicly. Even some Republican lawmakers questioning Musk's tactics.
If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's like, please put a dose of compassion in this. These are real people. These are real lives.
And Lindsay, more breaking news tonight. USAID says it's firing 2,000 workers and putting all but a few remaining staffers on leave around the world. This comes after President Trump and Elon Musk have vowed to dismantle the agency that provides humanitarian aid around the world. They claim it's wasteful. Lindsay?
Selena Wang from the White House. Thanks so much.
Opinions?
Yeah, I feel like
fire all the Trump supporters, keep the Kamala Harris supporters. They didn't ask for this.
I feel like this is like a breach of security, man, because these jobs, you really don't want to be putting what you do in emails and stuff like that, bro. Like, this is the Department of Defense. This is not no regular job. Like, I think it's a breach of information. I mean, what he's doing is Trump is draining the swamp, like 85 been saying for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he
he's trying to get rid of people.
Personal,
he's
though,
cutting the fat. He's cutting the fat off the chicken, bro. That's what he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But the way he's trying to do it, it just feels like now you're breaching security and all this. Like, this is the government jobs, not Burger King and McDonald's jobs.
Yeah. I mean, what I would say is that if y'all have been watching any mainstream media, you seeing Jesse Waters on the Fox News with the 5 saying his friend got fired. Another Republican strategist saying his friend got fired. So there are people that voted for Trump, and I'm seeing that I showed on last Monday that are upset that they voted for Trump and now they lost their job. So I think there's going to be a major backlash against Trump because, I mean, your job is probably one of the most important things in your life.
85?
85?
I know, man. You know, I'm never gonna show sympathy because they never gonna show sympathy. Let me explain. There was a certain type of energy during the pandemic. There was a certain thing that you had to be required to get, even if you didn't believe you needed it at the time. And these people were in high positions, and they had to take this scenario where if they didn't, they would get fired. A lot of people lost their jobs at this time. I don't see the same energy. I'm just saying, I know a lot of friends of mine who lost their job during that time because they didn't take a certain ouchie Fauci. Where's that energy? I don't have sympathy. I'm sorry, but this is what it is. We have a new government. We lost $4 trillion plus. And yo, these are the stipulations. You're in these positions. This is why you're getting audited. Step to the plate or you're part of the problem. Sorry. Welcome to America, baby. This is how we moving.
But like, do you agree with how he's doing it, asking him to send emails or what they did for last week?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's a breach of security.
No, he said don't include personal information, though.
Who was that last guy that just was talking?
No, I'm not talking about personal information. I'm not talking about personal information, bro. See, Vogel, man, you got me messed up when I be talking, bro. I'm not talking about personal information, bro. I'm talking about some of them jobs. You got to have a security clearance to even have that job, bro. Some of that stuff you can't even talk about, bro. What are you talking about? I was in the military. I was in the military for 15 years, bro. Come on, dog. Don't try to play me, bro.
When it come to $4 trillion plus tax dollars, we got to talk about it.
Well,
that's just what it is. If you're a tax-paying citizen, you are worried about all of those jobs in place of your bread every year. Doesn't matter what side you on, Trump or the blue side. You know, it doesn't matter. If you're a tax-paying citizen and you're just now finding out $4 trillion is missing, but every year we're in debt. Every year we're basically forced to pay more gas prices. Every year we're forced to pay more inflation on whatever, food, eggs, products. Every year, but we're in debt. But now we are missing $4 trillion plus.
So Slim, you have your job, right? So let's just say Trump and Elon say, hey, you know what? Y'all done took too many taxes. Y'all done did too much. You know what? You're fired. We don't want you around. You fine with that?
I started a business, so I wouldn't think, by the grace of God, I wouldn't have to worry about that. And I got involved with a scenario that people have to do. So for instance, right, if you put yourself in the middle of, let's say, T-Mobile, Verizon, and let's just say every time somebody pays a bill, you get paid. The question would be, do you think the telephone network's going to go down? I'm involved with energy, as when people stop paying their electric bills is when we going to lose. So whenever that day comes, I talk to you about it. You see what I'm saying?
That day ain't never going to come. That day ain't never going to come.
So that's why I tell people there's so many things that you can get involved in that'll put you guys over the limit. And a lot of people want to rely, like Vogel was saying last week, you can't rely on the government. No matter, even if it's a job, you can get fired. Even, there's people with the car situation that happened in Detroit, and the whole industry went down. That whole city went bad for years. More recently, there was a guy in California that blew his head off because he was worried about his job that he lost in the car industry. He was working there for 30 years and unalived the entire family. This was a few years ago. Bro, we can't be on that level. Like, we really can't, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, like, we live in the greatest country on planet Earth, just like Jesse Lee says, on this side of heaven. And there's so many opportunities that we could take advantage of, and people pass those opportunities on the regular. It just happens. And it's unfortunate, but it's because we're programmed and we're watching these things and we're believing what the government is going to do for us, and we're believing this guy and we're believing that guy. No, man, like, I know each and every one of us on this panel had opportunities that came to us, and we turned them down because we thought it was something crazy. And now we can look back and be like, damn, we should have did it. Each and every one of us has a story like that.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Just start looking at other avenues and stop relying on taxes, the government, whatever. There's so many opportunities, bro. And even this, this could blow up and put you on a whole another level one day, right? And all it takes is the right guy to see it and be like, yo, I seen something in the background. I seen a person get a check just for having Sprite in their video. Sprite contacted them and said, if you do another video, we'll send you a check. I'm like, word. And that's when I knew. I said, there's no excuse.
Yep.
There's no excuse.
People, you should have a contingency plan.
On your own.
Yeah, on your own. Yep. Like I said, it happened to me. My skill is a mechanic. When pandemic hit and my job with the Falcons went south, I had already started. I was doing brakes on the side. People with Porsche started hitting me up because they were getting laid off and they couldn't go to Porsche to get their brakes changed. So I had a listing on Google. They started hitting me up. I had my retirement. I think I told you that last week. I had my retirement. And during the pandemic, they allowed you to pull it with no penalty for 3 years. So, yeah, I always plan. Like, that's one thing about me. I always put up for a rainy day. I always plan. I've had some bad times, but for the most part, I've usually had enough. And then there was times where blessings just came through. But I'm gonna keep saying it. That's the lesson for everybody. Learn. What I will say, as far as Elon, I think he put it on kind of quick. I don't see anything wrong with the whole email thing of documenting what you're doing. But like Easy said, there are certain clearances and certain information that could be, sensitive. So maybe Elon should have gave a deadline, like, okay, in the next 15 days or something like that, we're going to start requiring you to do this. And then however he can get a secure server, the right people with the right clearance to authorize or whatever AI they use to verify. I don't see nothing wrong with him doing that. A lot of places do that. They even do that if you want unemployment. You got to, every week you got to tell where you applied to and all that. I think with some benefits, they do that too. You have to report to keep getting those benefits. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it was just kind of quick, and it was kind of deliberate that they're trying to get rid of people.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I'm speaking from personal experience because my job when I was in the military, I had to have security clearance because I was around a lot of vital information. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Me too. I had a security clearance, but I was IT boy.
Man. All right. So I guess we can go to the main event.
For sure.
Joy Reid canceled.
All the women share men.
Yep.
uh-oh.
So I heard that you like my man, and I'm here to tell you, girl, just share him. Just share him. We can share him. It's not a problem. It's no problem. I share. There's a lot to go around. Women are not understanding that it's okay to share. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you. It doesn't mean he doesn't love me or that we are not enough. He wants to have all the cakes in the world. You love him? Give him the cakes, girl. Just share him. Girl, just share him. It's okay. Why fight? We don't have to fight. We can love him together.
My desire for 2 wives, though, is not based on personal need. It's based on political need. Let me explain. Right. Let's go to a pastor at a church. Right. You have a mega church. You have your wife. And then you have your secretary. That secretary is doing so much for that church to keep you afloat. Sooner or later, she's going to expect a personal relationship. It's human nature. This is why pastors almost end up sleeping with their secretaries. This is why CEOs end up sleeping with their executive assistants, because they are your what? Work wives. Many of us have had work wives. It didn't start out that way. You might have never even wanted them. But guess what? Them long nights in the office, her holding you down, y'all get closer, and sooner or later, her cookies get crushed.
What do you think the challenge is that women are having, Black women in particular, when it comes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100?
Yes.
There's not enough eligible Black males who fit the needs of Black women.
You ready? Told you Umar be right sometimes.
Oh, so you down for the poly, huh? Okay.
Hey, Umar be on point sometimes.
Hey, okay.
Most of the time not, but I think he was on point with that one.
That's funny, man. I never seen that side of Dr. Umar, man. I mean, you know, other religions you can have multiple wives. So, hey, why not, man? I mean, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
I feel like it's like fun to have multiple wives when like you playing, having a good time. But like if I gotta like live and like I gotta like deal with 2 attitudes, I gotta pay 2 bills. Nah, I ain't feeling that. But we can party later. That's how I feel.
Man, y'all ever seen that show? Y'all ever
You don't
seen
think you
that
can manage
show,
them together?
Superfly?
No, I've tried. In college, I lived with 2 girls. They was annoying. You know what I'm saying? We had a goal, you know, like let's get through college, let's do whatever. But it's a lot. It's a lot on a plate. You take care of 2 people. You got 2 people that want your attention, and you jumping around and of course jealousy go jump in there. So if a person jealous, and that's another thing I feel like you got to have like a main and you got to have a side. So somebody go feel like they're not getting treated right.
Nah, you just got to be on point with it. You got to make them both feel good, give them their time. That's it. Yeah, that's what a pimp do. When the pimp,
like I said,
each one. Did you ever read Pimp?
It's not for everybody.
It's a good read because it's more than just about pimping. it actually describes like life, like corporations, the government. If you read Pimp, it is really good book. But he basically had like, he had his bottom chick, then he had his stable, and then he had to give each one their time. So he had it all scheduled out. He might have one on Wednesday, one on Thursday, and he made sure the bottom chick was cool because she kind of kept the rest of them in line. And then every now and then he have to make an example out of one, so the rest wouldn't. It's a good read, but if you do it, yeah, it's gonna be on some stuff like that. But this was more so saying like the type of men women claim they want. Like old girl said, it's not enough of them. So, do you think? I would say, Gray, do you think that they are sharing them?
Absolutely. If they ain't sharing them, knowing they sharing them without knowing they sharing them. Some of them you can say, "Hey, this is the deal. This is what we doing." The other ones you juggling like and you lying, and so that's what we do. We say, "Yeah, I stay with my people." When you know you married, you know you live with a family, you know what's going on, or you say, "Yeah, girl, I work late nights," and you go see her or whatever. So you juggling because it's more women than men. So we always gonna be in demand.
85.
Yeah, I believe they sharing them. Number one, you guys ever seen that movie Superfly?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah,
the old one, right? Because I know they remade it. Yo,
really
B
good.
chose me.
Remember, he had two chicks in that movie.
Yeah.
And that character, it's funny because I fucking that character is fire, and I those morals are dope, and everything was smooth when it came to that lifestyle. But the reality is, we live in America, and these women are Americanized to the point where that ain't gonna fly.
Exactly.
We would have to be in another country to have that thought process, or get with some girls that's really cool with it. That first clip, I thought Shorty was capping. I think that was trolling. I think that if it really came down to it, is a whole different vibe or attitude. These chicks really get emotional, and as men, same thing. I'm not gonna sit here and say, America hasn't done something to us. We might flip out like, "Oh, why you mention that dude? Anybody but him." You might get that type of feeling. And again, this is happening, but I don't think it's happening with the knowledge, unless you're a pimp, or unless there's an agreement on all scenarios.
I disagree. I think it's happening. Look at Nick Cannon.
Look at Neo.
Yeah,
but these are two dudes with there's a whole different bank account involved. Like you do that dude at 7-Eleven. Now, if you show me the dude that work at 7-Eleven that got it popping like that, I beg to differ.
I've seen it, Slim. I've seen it. Because here's the thing. You got to think about quality. Because you can have one that's base. You can have a good one. You build it for a long time. Then you go get like a basic one. Now, if you get two qualities, yeah, that's probably like hard. If you get 2 9s, an 8 and a 7. But a dude can have a solid 6 and go get him a 4. He can probably get a 3 and a 2 too. And they'll be like, okay. Yeah.
There's a point there because if you at 7-Eleven, you ain't walking around with what Neo and Nick Cannon walking around with. If you got a few of them, you probably walking around with like a 1.5, maybe a 2. Now, ain't nobody on this panel can sit there and say the brother at 7-Eleven got game like that. Nah, bro.
Nah, you'd be surprised.
No. Hey, you know what? I could be wrong. I'm just saying, we 2025. Keep that in mind.
So my thing is, do you think are they willingly? Because you got a lot of women who say, "I'm gonna get 5 different guys to do 5 different things." Do you think they're doing that willingly, or is just not enough eligible men that could do all those things, so they're doing it out of survival?
She doing it because she can. That means she has something that every dude wants. She's a 10 plus. You can't do that if you're a 3.
Hey, it's some that swear they are.
Also, then you're gonna get the dude that's a 1.
You gotta think about the married men too. If you married for a long time, then it's your birthday. She might be like, "Hey, it's your birthday. I know you've been wanting this for a long time. I said, girl, down. We became friends. We talked about you. I wanted to give you something for your birthday." So I mean,
gotta pay for it.
It depends on the female. You know what I'm saying? Some girls like girls, and you want to add a little spice to the marriage.
So do you think
it sounds like y'all trying to incriminate yourself.
So do y'all think the marriage rate would be higher if more women did share?
Like, as a man, I'm totally understandable. I understand it all. I'm down for it 100%. But the reality is, I don't think it's gonna fly in this country. I just don't see it. I mean, hey, the dudes with money, that's an exemption.
Slim, it's on the rise. I see it all over the internet.
Yeah.
I see it all over Instagram. There's so many couples. And these are regular guys. These aren't guys with a bunch of money. These are regular guys, and they got a bunch of women with them, and they work together in all different types of.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a situation with me. Right before my relationship now, I was dealing with a chick, and this is, I was fresh out of my marriage. I just wasn't trying to really get into anything. And I just hadn't met somebody that, that gave me those signals. So I was just like, I'm gonna chill. I told her that I wasn't trying to be on anything serious. And her words to me was, okay, I'll deal with it as long as I can. That was her words to me. She basically like, do what you do. I want your energy, because it was a thing where I was in Atlanta, but I always come to KC. So when I would come to KC, she's like, hey, come stay with me. So it was that type of issue where she knew she couldn't have all of me, but she took a part of me.
Yeah.
So it's happening more than you know. There's some women out here that they can't find a dude they like, in a sense, so they're willing to take a part of a dude if they can get that.
What I see a lot is like a dude will be cheating, and then like you cheating for so long that you end up telling the girl the truth, and you like, yo, I got a family at home, and then like y'all just stay cool, and she's like, okay, I'm cool with it, type of thing. I've seen that, and yeah, like. I mean, I remember we don't really talk about this on here, but I remember I was hanging out with a chick a long time ago, and her dude called from jail. She was like, shh, don't say anything. Shh. And so I'm just sitting there, and then like she got it on speaker, and he like, I know it's somebody over there. I just know it's somebody over there, like questioning her. And then like she hung the phone, I laughed, and she started crying, like, how dare you laugh like this? Like, get out of here, this is that. So a lot of these women dealing with their men working in prison away. So they want a situation that fits their lifestyle too. So it's like, I don't necessarily want to get with somebody that I love or is someone I want a relationship with, but I want companionship right now because I don't want like a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Man, I got a story like that too. Man, I was in Nashville. This was like 2022. I was in Nashville working a contract. And I was basically, I met this girl on the strip. We ended up back at her hotel. And she said she had been with this dude like 10 years. So we in the middle of, getting it in or whatever. Her phone ring, FaceTime. It's her dude. So I literally have to go in the bathroom. I don't know if you ever, so I still play the game Ruzzle. I don't know if you ever played it or not back in the day.
Nah.
Where you compete with somebody and try to find the most words on the phone.
Yeah.
So I'm literally in the bathroom for like 20, 30 minutes. Wow. And I'm listening, but I'm playing this game on silent. And she's giving all the emotions, everything. This dude has no clue what's going on. That like messed my brain up for a long time after that.
Damn.
Like going through that stuff can really mess up your trust. But yeah.
It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us because the same way we dirty, they get away with it because dudes won't tell. A chick, if she find out you cheating, she'll go tell your chick. But if a chick cheat, the dude not go tell. He'll be quiet, be like, "Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good with it."
Yep, they team up. That emotional attachment, they team up and will rat you out. Oh, and she wanted to finish after she was off the FaceTime. Yeah. It wasn't like a go home. See, it didn't call me the next day to go to this museum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
This why dudes be catching cases right there, dog. That's disrespectful. I mean,
bro.
If a chick did that to me, dog, I'm gonna go through life and smile in my bum shot. What you mean, bro?
Yeah. I don't even know why I'm telling. Why am I telling this? Yeah, probably one of my worst moments. Why am I telling? But yeah.
You could.
Damn.
I guess we sharing women too, huh?
That's the problem. The whole thing changed, but that's what's going on. But like now, but one thing we didn't bring up, it's so easy now with social media.
Yeah.
You know, like you put your phone face down. When you with a chick, you can just chat, text, whatever. Like it's easy access now.
Yeah. You know what? Have you heard a lot of women are making their men get iPhones? Because it's
Apple tags.
Well, it's easier to catch. It's easier to catch dirt on iPhones, allegedly, than it is Androids. Or Androids, you got the developer mode. You can kind of put apps in and hide stuff. iPhone has more restrictions on it. And then, iPhone, it'll communicate with an iPad, MacBook, all this. So a lot of women can get into your iPhone and put stuff on there. You don't even know it in their tracking. Yeah, this is the thing. I don't know if y'all, they got it on TikTok.
Yeah.
If you go on the dark TikTok, you'll find it.
I've been caught before.
With the iPhone?
No, I'm just saying, like chicks is like, of course, like they go. Now you sleep, they hit the face, the open thing on
they gotta open your eyes or something.
Yeah. Like, bro, chicks ain't playing out here. Like, yeah. So are they sharing? To answer your questions, some of them. It depends on the chick. You got a cool chick.
Going for that.
Yeah.
But,
they not be going for it.
The old school women was on. I mean, my grandma used to say, long as my grandfather didn't get, what she said, get them floozies, whatever she called them, money. She knew he was gonna be giving up the sausage, but she's like, as long as she wasn't giving up the money, she didn't care.
A lot of them find out at a funeral. That's what happened with my uncle. Like, my uncle died, and then a chick showed up at a funeral, and then his wife was hot. So that's normally when the women find out.
Man, that's gangster though.
Yeah.
That's gangster.
Hey, RJ, you be surprised, man. If you up front, I'm telling you right now, if you up front with a woman like, hey, I ain't trying, if they really like you, you say, I ain't trying to do nothing serious, you got a high chance that they will tolerate them with your time, and then you having other women. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised, especially the successful ones. If you catch like a traveling nurse or something like that, like they got their house, they got their cars, they balling, they're the ones more likely to deal with a guy who's going to cheat on them or have multiple women than any of the other ones. And I'll tell you that from experience.
Yeah, I was going to add that a lot of women don't like to share, you know what I'm saying? So it's rare for women to want to do that. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, they don't like to, but when they have high standards for men, because the thing is, only 5 to 10% of men make 6 figures. So when they have this high standard and they don't want to deal with an average guy, they have no choice but to deal with a guy who's going to have multiple women. I think most women, they know that. A lot of them are just like, just don't put it in my face.
It's like now, like more modern, because they got like shows, you know, with a guy. I don't know if y'all seen the black guy that went viral with the wives that he didn't work a job on the sister wives or whatever. Like now we got so much more modern relationships, open relationships. Like it's so many different acronyms for what people got going on, like when the type of relationship they got going on. But
I'll give you a prime example of what I think. This is my thought. I think Jeannie Mai knew Jeezy was running the streets when she was married to him. It just wasn't a big issue until he filed for the divorce. That's my honest opinion.
You remember T.I. and Tiny? They was messing with girls.
Yeah. Yeah, they had that case not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they won though. I'm not sure.
I think it was dropped.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's my honest opinion. She knew how Jeezy rolled. It just the guns and the cheating wasn't an issue until she needed a weapon in divorce court. But to me, that's if that's what was going on, that's a prime example of women sharing men. Because they not willing to go down and get an average dude like me who's gonna be faithful.
Yeah, so you basically saying for the bag, or they'll deal with that sharing.
Oh yeah. If you can pay for it, they gonna roll with it until they ready to cash in. If you give them the ring, they already know they'll deal with it until they ready to cash in. A lot of them, if you don't marry them, they'll roll with you forever, as long as that transaction there, that time, or whatever it is they want from you. If you stop giving them that, it's probably a no-go.
Is it worth the investment? Like if you go cheat anyway, is it worth the investment to pay and say, yeah, I'm gonna pay because I know she's not gonna tell on me or cause no drama?
Yeah, you gotta pay to play. If you got it and it's not a big percentage you paying out, pay it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got some men now, they pay women to leave.
Yeah, I was gonna add, having like multiple girlfriends, man, it gets very, very expensive. You feel me? So you gotta have that bread.
Yeah.
Quiet 85.
Hey man, like I said, I'm in America.
Yeah.
That's how I'm leaving it, man. More power to them, man. Maybe I ain't got it like that. Cause I know, boy, like Easy said, I'm thinking about the paper. Like, man, you know what I mean? I like nice things, and whoever I'm with will not like nice things multiple times, and that's a lot of bread. I'm good. I just need one.
Then we talked about this last week, didn't we? You said not to go off topic, but are you brothers into Caribbean sisters?
Out of country.
No, I'm straight, bro. They be having bad attitudes, most of them. Not all of them, because I can't speak for every one of them, but the ones I come across, they got some attitudes on them.
Yo, there was a video going around. You know that dude that played Biggie?
I'm the one who shared it. I knew you was gonna say something.
That one? Man, yo, that was fire. That video is what you should have played, because he had the greatest perspective. Just his part was fire, and what he was saying was
y'all keep going.
I didn't even have to do anything. Like, yo, I just was showing up, and I was being treated like a king.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn. You know, the way he broke it down, he said it wasn't in America, though. He kept that G. He like, wasn't America.
Did I download that one?
Yeah, I know. Grace shared it, and it popped up on my feed. And
but I feel you about one of my childhood friends, he does that. Like he's in the Caribbean all the time, right? So he's like, I think this is 3 years ago. He's like, man, I need you. He's like, I need you to come over here and see what it's like, right? So he's like, I'm gonna hook you up with one. So he exchanged numbers or whatever. I hit her up on WhatsApp. I mean, I don't even think it was 2 minutes, bro. I had to check her real quick and get off the phone. So the attitude, yeah.
For that video, man.
Like she was like super, she was just super forceful. I'm like, yo, hold up, chill.
Yeah, this is it.
Go ahead.
Listen to what this dude said. Easy.
Dating outside my race, but I was dating outside of my race because they was doing things better than my race. I'm gonna keep it 100. My Spanish, better. Well, not better because I know what she getting ready to go. Not better.
I know you said they were doing things better. I want to know what better meant.
Not better. I'm gonna change that.
I'm trying to save you for the
I know you is. That's why I'm saying not better for the culture.
There we go.
Right, not better. I was dating Puerto Rican, I was dating Dominican, I was dating African, I was dating all type of other races besides American Black, right? They were doing way more of what we expect we want our woman to do more than our American. Our American got real comfortable
Give me some examples.
Oh man, I mean, their mannerisms were different. Like even my Indian one was from one of them countries over there, right? I didn't have to really say much to do and be treated like a king. You see what I'm saying?
Ali and
I agree with him. I mean, I feel like some of these American women, like I said, not all, but most of them, they're too comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel like they can just get off with the bare necessities to try to please a man, and they want you to do all of this and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's like, man, we want to get treated too, bro. Like I like gifts too. You know what I'm saying?
Slim, I
like it too.
Definitely want to hear what you got to say about this. Slim, you there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah. What you think? What you think about what he said? And he also said why he don't date black women. So, what you think about?
I'm like, that's me. That dude, I'm the same dude as him. I feel him 100%. And like I said, when you shared it, it really resonated with me because that's how I feel. It's like, American women just got comfortable, like treating men like pieces of trash. You know what I mean? Like, they could verbally talk to you in crazy ways, and it got a lot to do with the music too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel him, but when you go to another country, it's a whole different vibe. It's culture, and they look at us different as men. You know what I mean? They really look at us as men, as providers, as everything that we know that we are. We're treated in other countries on that level, except America.
Now, I also want to add, he was talking about American black women, so I want to add that.
Yeah. And
For me, like when I was
my race all the time, I'm gonna keep it G.
Do you date black women at all?
I would. It just depends on the mentality, depends on the attitude. But nowadays you really gotta go to Starbucks. You know what I mean? Because most black women are Cardi B's. Maybe not outside, but mentally. You know what I'm saying? And you find some nice, sophisticated black women, but those women probably already involved with someone they trying to get married to most of the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually how it goes. When you get a single black woman, especially in my age range, she's single for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that.
For me,
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Younger, when I was coming up, I dated nothing but hood black girls in the beginning. When I'm like middle school to like the high school. I used to even have a girl Like her brother went to jail, she'll walk me home. So like at first that's what I was on. Then like Caucasian girls started to approach me. Then I started dating Spanish girls. Then like I kind of diversified, and you do see like differences in different people. I mean, me, it all depends on the person and how it's going. I wouldn't necessarily go off of a race, but I think the older you get and the more stuff you get exposed to, the more like just like eating. Okay, I like Chinese food. I like Korean food. I like this type of food for certain scenarios. That's how I feel.
All right. Advice time. So, you know, I don't want to go in on American women all night. So, you know, I got to come with the advice. All right. So I got a video I'm doing. I think I told y'all before, you know, I do a lot of Lyft and DoorDash, right? And when you do these apps, DoorDash, I called it the shit test, right? I don't know. Have y'all heard of that term? When women shit test you? So when you're dealing with women, a lot of times they don't even know they're doing this to you. They test you. And everybody does it. If you meet somebody, we'll do it. You might like to throw jokes at me to see how I respond to it. We don't, you know, we still get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? That's all shit test. So with this app, they throw you $2-3 orders. If you're desperate, you'll take it, right? So the app is like, okay, he's gonna take these orders. Me, I don't take them. I make a lot. People don't. If they've seen, I actually have a channel that I just started where I give tips on how to make the big money with these apps. Like I make a lot of money with these apps, but you cannot accept little orders. And the same thing could be said with women. A lot of American women are getting away with dudes taking $2 orders instead of like, nah, unless it's 10 and above, $15 and above, and I'm going 2 miles, I'm not taking it. This is how you got to deal with women, even American women, because there's a lot of good ones out there, but they're lazy because a lot of us aren't standing on our principles. So you will start to find women who can be submissive, who will do those things that those Caribbean women do. It's just not going to come as easy. When they know they can't get over on you and they really want you, they're going to do these things. That's the key. Like that, from a person who used to be soft when I didn't understand, to now understanding my value and understanding how to move, I get respect. Even when I walk in rooms, I command respect, right? Because if you first meet me, I'm not jokety joke. I'm quiet. I have a stoic face. I do this with women too. You first get to know me, I'm not really that. I could be, you know, charming, but I'm not really jokety joke. Until you got to earn those things. And if you're going to deal with American women, you got to. And all of them, they're going to shame you. They're going to say you strict. They're going to say you misogynistic. They're going to say all these things. But when that right one come along, they're going to understand and be right there for you and be like, you know what? I like you because you're not a soft simp. So that's if you to get the right American woman, that's how you got to be. The Caribbean women, yeah, they give it away easy, but you can still find that here. You just got to, you know what I'm saying, be on your principles.
One thing I want to interject and say is dealing with a black woman scorn, boy, that's something else. I tell you that.
Don't deal with it.
Was that your advice, Easy? Was that your closing advice?
Yeah, that's my advice.
No, don't deal with it. She's scoring and acting up. Cut her off.
Slim, what's yours? What's your advice?
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Us as human beings, man, we always focus on what we want. I was just gonna leave it at this. When you're a certain age, you should already know what you want and start looking at what you don't want. And usually if we look at that in a better light as opposed to what we want, what we're trying to achieve is going to come to us a lot more faster. So the key is don't focus on what you want because you know what you want. Look at what you don't want. And when it comes to you, really analyze that, because 9 times out of 10, What you don't want is always going to be accessible. What you're really trying to get is going to be hard to get. That's just to touch on your point, Boga.
Oh yeah.
My advice would be take what you get. You never know who can help you. For me, there's plenty of women in my life, throughout my life, that I met at different points in my life that basically helped me along the way. Whether it was advice, whether it was them helping me out financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case may have been, that particular chick helped me in that particular situation. I didn't burn no bridges. I'm good. It is what it is. So for me, don't overthink it. Take what comes for you and take advantage of what's in your area, what's close to you. It don't matter race, color, culture. If it's helping you in your life and making you feel good, take advantage of
Yep.
And Vulgar, I ain't got nothing but love for you, brother.
I already know. I'll just BSing. So we do it in the man cave, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, we gotta get some ladies in here. Where Queen?
Queen probably watching. She don't want the smoke though. Where you at?
Gotta stop the sausage party, man.
Queen don't want the smoke.
Hey, my cousin, the one that's locked up, he said he want to come on Wednesday.
Okay.
And talk about some prison game. Remember I told you he be having the ladies. I'm like, how you behind bars and still be having the ladies? So
that's
he said he's gonna come on here and get some prison game.
Pimp Chronicles.
That's gonna be a good show.
Yeah. So hopefully we can catch. You know, it's crazy dealing with them, and if they call like roll call and all that stuff. So hopefully we can get them on.
We might go viral.
Oh yeah.
Word. All right, guys. Another good show.
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all have a good.
Introducing the new party. We live stream every Tuesday and Thursday p.m. Eastern Standard Time.